Okay, hey everyone. Why am I yelling? Hey everyone, my name is Destiny, aka Just That's the Best. My brand is the 1117, encouraging you and all those that are viewing that the world needs somebody like you because you are great. And you have a purpose in this world, and the world definitely needs someone like you. But I think this is just like going to be a story time on like how to deal with haters based off of my experience, some hating ass people in this world. Okay, so I'm from Philly, and it's like a whole bunch of haters in Philly, but if you can make it out of Philly, you can make it anywhere. It's like, honestly, at the same time, it's like boot camp training. Just dealing with some of that hate, it's like, I don't know how. Like, if anything, it's going to put some hair on your chest. It'd be good for you. So anyway, I'm going to talk about basically a time period when I was in high school. It's going to be a story time talking to you about time where I was cyberbullied or when I went through bullying or whatever, and just giving you tips and advice on how to deal with haters and how to deal with people that just don't fucking like you for no reason. Honestly, the real key is don't give a like. But hey, here goes. We're gonna do this. We're going to do this. Okay, guys, it's gonna be absolutely wonderful. Let me put on some earrings and we'll get started. Okay, my dog is just sitting here looking at me, waiting. You cannot have chips. No chips. Okay, so once upon a time, it was a cold, dark, and I don't know if it was actually stormy, but it was a cold, dark day in the streets of Philadelphia. Alright? And we move it to the internet. Actually, no, here's how everything started, okay? So just the gist of it, this is how the story time started. In high school, my last 2 years of high school was so much fun. Like, it was great. I loved it. But I still got hate in high school, but it was just like, it was hate to the point, it was just like, I'm so happy right now. It's nothing you could say to me to up my happiness. It's nothing you could. And it is what it is. How you feel is how you feel. You gotta deal with them emotions on your own. Because by this point in my life, I felt like growing up, I was a little bit cursed. Like, cursed and blessed. And in a sense, and I'm not gonna go too much on it, but it was a lot of times where, you know, I felt like girls just did not like me for no reason. Side note, I remember one point in time and somebody saying, like, basically I asked them, I confronted, well, actually no, I wasn't even the one that confronted them. Like, basically we got sat down because there was an issue that I didn't have no clue about, and basically it was said that, you know, her response for not liking me is because, oh, she just be so jolly and happy all the time. Okay? And during that time I was just like, I was really sitting there thinking about, well, how can I change that? But I'm just like, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Why do I gotta change myself to make you feel happy? And I feel like if people knew people's stories and people knew what's like on the outside, sometimes you have to laugh at your pain, especially, you know, coming from certain circumstances and growing up certain ways. I'm about to be upset all the time. Like, no. So here we go. So I knew I've already dealt with that during my whole life, but by the time I got in high school, and from dealing with the stuff from my previous high school, going to a predominantly white school, it's like, what more could you say to break me? What more could you do? At this point, I'm bulletproof. Like, so by the time like I graduated, high school ended. This is the summertime. It's the summertime, right? And is it the summer? Yeah, it's the summertime. We didn't graduate already. I'm still keeping in contact with my high school because, you know, I'm still in the process of trying to find money for college and stuff like that. One of like the advisor people told me basically that I'm not going to school, that I'm not going to college. He told me and my friend that, y'all can know her because y'all will know her soon. Janae, he told me and my friend Janae, we sat there and he was just like, oh, well, the both of y'all basically not going because we can't afford it. Yada, yada, yada. So I walked out there, I'm like, he don't know who he's talking to. Me? You said that to me? So, oh, he don't know what kind of God I serve. He's tripping. Okay, so at this point in time, this is where I'm at and this is how it looks, okay? At this point in life, when it comes to girl drama, at this point, one, I just got kicked out the house because I was trying to take a trip on the wild side and smoke some. But anyway, my mom found out, and Yeah, she said get out. Anyway, and she rightfully should have. Okay, I'm at my grandma's house, right? My grandma don't live there no more. It's basically the things were a lot of stuff going on in that house, basically, at that time. So it was at one point like the neighborhood house, and my grandma, she moved out, but she left the house because she basically said that, you know, the house kept getting shot up, so she didn't want to go before her time, so she moved out the house. And mind you, and my phone is broken. Okay, so there's that. So what had happened is one of the girls who I thought was my friend, she DM'd me. She DM'd me and asked and said, like, sent a screenshot and asked me, is this you? And I'm looking at the screenshot. I had to get on my laptop because my phone is broken, because my mom kind of broke my phone a little bit. But so I got on my laptop and got on Twitter and started looking at the screenshot. The screenshot that she sent me is somebody's texting their text-free app. So that's what the screenshot looked like. And basically, I think it was like calling them all these types of all this foul stuff, saying, so I'm looking at the messages, they saying all this crazy stuff, and I'm just like, yo, why, really, of all people, me, really, why, really? In my mind, I'm thinking like I know who it is because like of a different story. Bitch, you think I was gonna let you get away with that, huh? But whatever. So then it gets taken from the DMs to the main social media pages or whatever. I'm looking at the messages going that my notifications is basically blowing up. So basically people are coming at me, and they put the screenshots on like the regular, what you call it, timeline or whatever. So then like they're all coming at people. So it was like two different girls like basically trying to point the finger. First they pointed the finger to two other people before they got to me, and then I guess once they got to me they were just like, if we're about to run with this, we about to fuck with her or whatever. And mind you, these were people that I thought was my friends. Like, I'm talking about hanging out all the time, let's go do this, yada yada yada. Honestly, part of the reason why it was so much fun, you know, in high school for me. So then I had one of my friends, the same girl, Janae. She was like trying to defend me and stuff like that, and I was just like, oh my goodness, like, that's my girl, okay? Mind you, my notifications are blowing up, and then it went from those two girls to a girl that I really thought that was my friend. Later on she did, like, you know, we did talk it out, she did apologize or whatever, but still. So then one of them, I think I had made a tweet and said, y'all have no life or whatever. So then in the little text messaging app, they had put from the sender, y'all have no life, basically, and then put the screenshot on Twitter, so it made it look like I'm the one who said it. After that tweet was sent, then what happened was, it then became from 3 girls, I lie to you not, it was like 11 just saying all this crazy stuff, talking about they ready to fight, they want to jump me, like I'm on, like just saying all this, like throwing all these subliminals, like I'm on whatever you on. I was just like, you know what, it's had to happen because obviously I already noticed certain qualities that I said, okay, these are not my friends, I think I need to get away from them. Anyway, they already had certain qualities that I was just like a little bit questionable to me, or made me side-eye a little bit, but I never told anybody like my personal business or like anything to share like that far with them. But it was just crazy to see like girls I didn't even speak to in high school, just like what at the same time everybody was coming at me and stuff like that, and I'm like, 1, none of y'all put no fear in my heart. 2, I know I ain't do this shit. And 3, it was just like I don't know, I think I was more surprised at how many people tried to come with a situation that had nothing to do with me. I just got framed for it. And
anybody who believes lies about you before even hearing your side of the story was already looking for a way to be against you.
And then my laptop is right here. And I'm talking about how, like, they said, like, you know, I'm talking about how they said I'm not gonna be able to go to college or whatever, yada yada yada, because I can't afford it. And I really don't know where all the money for school is gonna come from. I really don't. So now they want to get into, like, they want to fight, they riding, yada yada yada, and I'm just like, y'all must have been felt this way. It had to been, like, it was no way that, like, for all of them to come at me like that, I'm just like, y'all must have really been felt this way. It already must have been some animosity there. So that's not just that. That happened, and long story short, everybody backed off when my cousins and stuff like that started. When my sister and my cousins got on Twitter and started coming at them back or whatever. Like, now my cousins are jumping on Twitter and stuff, like, saying, like, they want to fight too, looking up these girls and stuff like that. And I'm just like, it's not worth it. Like, I don't care enough. Just like, you know what, at one point in time I did call these girls friends. At one point in time I did, like, have fun and busted up with these girls, you know what I mean? If they would have came to my grandma's house, it wouldn't have been good. So on Twitter, everybody's like saying all this stuff is coming at me. They backed off, but at the house, it's like, oh no, tell them to come here, tell them to come here. They ain't going. At one point in time, I did consider these girls friends. That's not what I want for anybody. And honestly, the type of time, that's not what the type of time I'm on. Like, even though all that stuff happened, I was just like, you know what? Honestly, I didn't care enough. Like, I didn't care enough. It was just like, it was so, my advice to people dealing with any type of that much hate or that much, like, people coming at you, honestly, I feel like, I don't want to say, like, turn, like, the switch off or anything, or just, like, sometimes you really do have to sit back and laugh about it. Like, one, you know in your heart that you're a good person. Two, being honest and being genuine, like, and just knowing and holding on to the fact that you know that God got better for you, and you know that, you know, greater things are coming. Because honestly, right after that, I don't know if it was a couple days after that, but I ended up getting a full ride to school. And, like, I want to say, like, my aunts, uncles, and all of them, they really looked out as far as getting me ready for school and college. Like, I really didn't have to want for nothing. And I think that was, like, a really, really big blessing. And that, you know what, look at that. That's because I kept my heart right during that times. You see what happens when it happens. You see what happens when you be a good person. That's what happened. So also with the whole cyberbullying thing, it didn't just end there. So after that, I had a fake page, but that didn't bother me too much because, like, the fake page from, like, it had all my pictures and my face, and it blocked me. But whatever. So we go from Twitter and we take it to Instagram. On Instagram, so it was this page where it had all the pretty girls from school in high school from school, and it basically had their picture and paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs talking all this shit about all of them, saying, oh, I guess airing out their dirty laundry, saying that, you know, they do this, that, and the third. But guess who wasn't? I was the only one that wasn't up there. And after the Twitter thing happened, it made it look like I went to this page. It made it look like I went to this page and started bashing every girl. So now people are DMing me like, why would I do that? Why would you do that? And I was just like, y'all don't f***ing know me. Like, really? Yo, they did all of that for me to look at it like that and just ignore it. And the same thing for the DMs. If you know me, you know me. If you don't, you don't. At this point, so that's what happened. And I think, like, from that experience, I was just like, yo, I don't know, from that experience, it just made me think of, like, you know, the episode of SpongeBob when it's like,
are you ready?
You know, you got SpongeBob, he puts on the blindfold, and he was just like, he ready for that little triangle looking square fish to punch him, and the fish goes and punched him, but it's like he don't even feel it. Like, he's like, that's how I felt. And I was just like, at the end of the day, y'all can do y'all can do whatever y'all gotta do. It is what it is. If people talk about you, alright, that's fine. If people wanna, like, dislike you for no reason, alright, that's fine. Let them do them. And just always know in the back of your mind, in the back of your head, even when you're facing that trouble, just know that God always comes through and God always shows himself, you know, in your life. And that's like that was like a big thing for me. Like, at the end of the day, it's not gonna phase me. It is what it is. Like, just know that, like, no matter what, you're protected. Try and be the bigger person in situations, even when it is really hard. Try and just, like, you know, let people talk, okay? Because at the end of the day, God is a heart reader, and some of those things, they just be tests for, you know, you to ace it, basically. They be tests for, you know, for God to bless them right in front of their faces. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it is what it is. And don't hold on to that hurt. Forgive them. Forgive each and every last one of them, and actually forgive them and wish the best for them. You know what I mean? And that's harder. It's easier said. That definitely is one of those things where it's easier said than done. But you know what? It can be done. And I believe that it's a part of your growth, and it's a part of how you do become a better person, you know what I mean? How you are able to grow, and you know what I mean? You don't even have to speak to them people no more. It's high school. Like, I promise you, your real friends will come into your life. I promise you that, you know, if you put yourself out there, you'll meet exciting and great people that are meant to stay in your life, you know? And if you got people that secretly hate you, then who gives a fuck? Like, who cares? There's nothing about you that's mediocre. There's nothing about you that, you know, believe in the truth. And the truth is that you are great, you are magnificent, you are all those wonderful things, and you are a great person inside and out. And just know that you're gonna get through it, whether it's cyberbullying. Don't feed into it. Allow people to talk. Sometimes you really do just have to Beyonce them. Like, it is what it is. Say what you want. Other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe. Then you imagine we can do great things in this world. Don't stop, okay? I'm doing some guys. Don't. What the fuck? Like.